Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC Mura here. Today we're talking Street Fighter 6 6 months later. Now this is kind of a deceptive title because the game in its current state have been playable for a while. Yes, it did come out on June 2nd and in a couple of days we will be at the 6 months anniversary, I guess you could say. Even though anniversary kinda means it's annual, I don't know, but we have been playing this game for longer than that. The last time that Street Fighter 6 had a major change was during Beta 1, because in Beta 1 crouching medium kicks had longer cancel windows and you could level 1 super through projectiles, but Capcom did nerf that and made it no longer possible, and ever since like Beta 2 moving forward, we have effectively been playing the same game, right? Yes, now we got more characters, but the overall way we play the games, the mechanics, everything is the same, right? Which is kind of interesting because it makes the game feels older than it really is, but you know, it is Capcom decision and they have been very adamant about trying to change the game, trying to do independent changes, or trying to change the mechanics. Now, ever since the game came out, in the early days, I feel like our perspective on the game was very different, and to this day, I feel like the balancing and the tiers are kind of going up and down. We're going through phases, if you could say it, right? Because ever since day one, people have been saying Ken is very, very good, JP is very good, and these two, they stood the test of time. To this day, they are still very successful, they're still very good. Chun-Li wasn't that good, but now she is pretty good. Then we have DJ, who on launch was ridiculous, but then not so much, but now he's ridiculous again. And we had Jury, who was perceived as being very powerful early on, and over time she kind of went down. You know how it is. I feel like some characters are very established and others, they have like, they're like a sine wave, they're going up and down, right? And I feel like that is the nature of the thing, as people find more tech and the way they play the game are more refined. Now, the gameplay itself also, I feel like have been going through some changes as well, not in how the game is balanced, but in how people are playing. Because early on, and still at the lower levels of play, Drive Impact was king, and everyone was complaining about Drive Impact and how you have to account for it at all times. But as time have went on, I feel like everyone got better at dealing with that, and now everyone is playing on like PCs or high refresh rate monitor. If you are on the PlayStation or consoles even, you can have like the input delay reduction. So I don't think Drive Impact is a problem right now, right? I feel like most people are decent against it, but Drive Rush is like the higher up you go in the gameplay, Drive Rush starts becoming a problem. Now at the pro level, Drive Rush is still a problem, but not as much as it is on like the high level, right? Because I feel like there is like average, high level, and then pro level. So I feel like high level is where Drive Rush is its most problematic. At top it's still pretty good, but at high level is where Drive Rush is insane. At the top level it's parries. Parries are kind of ridiculous right now. So we're complaining about Drive Rush, we're complaining about parries, and at some point people were complaining about Drive Impact. Feels like Capcom have a hard time going forward pleasing everyone, because it feels like regardless of where you are on the ladder, you typically will have something you have an issue with. But in my opinion, I feel like Drive Rush, just like Drive Impact, is something that with some tuning, and it doesn't really apply to everyone. Like some characters are really problematic when it comes to Drive Rush, others are kind of fine. So I feel like this is something that they can fine tune per character, but the risk of Drive Rush needs to be adjusted, because now the risk reward is a little bit too skewed in the favor of the attacker, right? What I'm trying to say is, although the game didn't change, the way it's been playing have changed a lot, right? And I find that to be fascinating. Will it continue to change, or will it be kind of stagnant? I guess that remains to be seen. We will see. Now, other things that I have found to be very kind of disappointing, I'm not gonna lie, is the matchmaking. And I will bring this up again because to this day I'm still seeing people complain about matchmaking, and I'm gonna be honest, like I live in Egypt. I know people who live in even like more remote areas who have very big issue with the matchmaking of this game. Now Capcom did address it right? Where they wind it up a little bit. And hey, I'm sure for the big markets it's working totally fine, but for us it's still a problem where I know for a fact that a lot of people are using VPNs just to be able to play the game, which is unfortunate. Like Street Fighter 6, probably the game was the most active player base out there. Even on Steam, it still got like a consistent 19-20k average daily players. Why did you make it a Discord fighter, or you hop online, you try to play league matches or like MR games, and you're fighting the same people? I feel like that sucks. I'm sorry, like I have to say it, and I know that most of the big YouTuber streamers are US or like Europeans, so you will never hear anyone talk about this, but I know there are guys out there who are suffering from it like I do, and I feel like I have to raise awareness. So Capcom, please take a look at the matchmaking. The way it works screws over some of your customers. We're all paying customers, so it's something that needs to be addressed. Now, we also had other issues with the cosmetics and how the game wasn't updated in any ways for the regular characters. Thankfully now outfit 3s will come out in few days. We still don't know the pricing. It's probably gonna be extremely expensive and they are hit or miss. It seems like with this game Capcom is going back to the Street Fighter 4 model where they were releasing like batch of costumes for the entire roster, which kind of makes it slower if I'm being honest, but I don't know. And also it seems like from their wording and the way they're describing everything that this is like outfit, we're only gonna get outfit 3 this season and that's it. It feels like it. So maybe we're looking at another 6 months or so where we're not getting anything new. Maybe I'm the only one who interpreted that way, but it seems to me like that is the case. Or maybe after like Akuma's out, they will release like outfit 3 for the DLC characters and that's it. It doesn't seem like outfit 4 is on their plan. Maybe, I don't know. But otherwise, what is left to talk about obviously is the DLC characters and their distribution. I feel like this is something we have been talking about for a while now. Unfortunately, we knew about the DLC characters from the leak. We knew about them from a very long time. We can talk at length about how exciting or not they are as far as characters who will bring the hype and bring people back. At least Rashid is proving to be effective right now because for a while people think he wasn't that strong, but Gashi-kun have been doing really good work with him, so I'm glad that at least Rashid is on the map. At least we kinda see him on the competitive play and he have somewhat of a presence, and Aoki as well. Hopefully she will continue to be effective. Now Ed is supposed to be next. We haven't still heard anything about it. I think early June Tekken comes out, so they will probably drop him around that time, which is kind of funny because when Street Fighter 5 came out, I don't know if you remember this, Ed actually came out, I believe it was like, Ed came out at the same time that either Tekken 7 or Injustice, like one of these games were coming out at the same time that Ed came out. So it seems like Ed is always destined to be overshadowed by a big game release, which is kind of hilarious when you really think about it, right? History is repeating itself with Ed, but I have high hopes for this character. I think he's gonna be really cool, and please Capcom, please add Cody, please add Poison. I mean, they are the sickest, right? So let me know your thoughts about the game. I think right now we are at a point where people have concrete feelings on it. I'm seeing a lot of new players that I haven't seen play Street Fighter are actively playing it. At the same time, I've seen a lot of Street Fighter fans, especially over on Twitter, saying they are taking breaks from the game. Personally, I had a lot of issues with it. I didn't really have my character. I feel like that was until I found DJ, and while he's not like 100% perfect match, at least now I'm enjoying my time with DJ. And after my operation, I'll say late October or so, early November, this is when I've been really starting to grind. Like Street Fighter 6 for me really started late October, so I'm interested in the future. I hope that Capcom will address some of the issues with the game, especially the matchmaking, because this is such a downer. But I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you enjoy the game? What are your feelings on it? I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.